Farmers are taking the heat for the Lake Erie algae bloom that prompted a water ban in Toledo, Ohio just over a week ago. On August 2nd, nearly 500,000 residents in northwest Ohio were told not to drink or use the water after two sample readings from a local water treatment plant tested above the do not drink recommended 1 microgram per liter standard for microcystin. Microcystin is a bacteria released from algae blooms that can cause liver damage in humans and kill pets and wildlife. The ban was lifted 2 days later. While the scare has rightfully served as a wake-up call for the algae problems the western basin of Lake Erie has been facing in recent years, it's also caused a lot of finger-pointing on who's to blame, namely at farmers. Some experts are blaming no-till, saying it leaves phosphorus more stratified near the soil surface and prone to runoff. There's no denying that phosphorus runoff does contribute to these algae blooms, and yes, some of that comes from agriculture. But an article from the science and technology magazine Wired says that with best management practices, farms only lose an average of about 2% of applied fertilizer. And what about golf courses, sewage treatment plants, and other sources that discharge into waterways? At Lake Champlain, located along the border of New York and Vermont, it was discovered that about half of the lake's phosphorus problems comes from developed land. Experts with Lake Champlain's Lawn to Lake organization say 1 acre of urban or suburban land contributes about 4 times more phosphorus to the lake than 1 acre of farmland. It's not to imply farmers shouldn't do everything possible to reduce fertilizer runoff, whether it's seeding cover crops to hold nutrients in place, only applying the amount of fertilizer needed to meet plant needs, or placing fertilizers in furrow instead of broadcasting them. Wired says the problem is volume. There is so much land in the Lake Erie watershed that is applied with fertilizer that even the small amounts that run off are still enough to cause problems. But casting all the blame on farmers is a mistake. Doing so not only hurts farmers, but the effort to protect our bodies of water as well. Agriculture isn't the only industry that should be held responsible for the conditions that lead to algae blooms, and it probably isn't the only industry that can fix it. Let's look a little deeper and do our best to find a well-rounded answer to the problem. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you have a wonderful week.